The agenda, which is our monetary dialogue with Christine Lagarde, President of the European Central Bank.
As the energy crisis fades, governments should roll back the related support measures promptly and in a concerted manner to avoid driving up medium-term inflationary pressures, which would call for a stronger monetary policy response. The ECB welcomes the European Commission's recommendation to Member States to wind down in 2023 the fiscal measures taken in response to the energy price shock. Domestic demand, especially consumption, remains weak. Business and consumer confidence indicators point to weak activity in the second quarter and remain lower than before Russia's unjustified war against Ukraine. Looking at inflation, headline inflation has declined from its October peak and stood at 6.1% in May, according to Eurostat's flash estimate. While base effects have led to some variation in energy inflation in recent months, the rate declined to minus 1.7% in May. Food inflation remains elevated, but is decreasing and stood at 12.5% in May, down from 13.5% in May. Price pressures overall remain strong. Inflation, excluding energy and food that I have just mentioned, declined to 5.3% in May from 5.6% in April. The latest available data suggests that indicators of underlying inflationary pressures remain high. And although some are showing signs of moderation, there is no clear evidence that underlying inflation has peaked. Our future decisions will ensure that the policy rates will be brought to levels sufficiently restrictive to achieve a timely return of inflation to our 2% medium-term target and will be kept at those levels for as long as necessary. We will continue to follow a data-dependent approach to determining the appropriate level and duration of restriction.
Looking ahead, I guess we will see income recovery, as you rightly pointed out. The energy prices probably don't have big potential to go lower, and we don't know, frankly, if there will be fiscal tightening. So aren't you really afraid that to get from 10 to 6 was much easier than to get from 6 to 2? And if this is the case, what you should do in order to achieve this?
Quel est l'état des discussions au sein de la BCE sur la question du rôle des marges dans l'inflation?
Und deswegen die Frage halt, wie wir es dann tatsächlich schaffen, gerade im Bereich der Lebensmittel schnell und drastisch die Inflationsrate runterzubekommen, weil hier ist es für die Verbraucherinnen und Verbraucher einfach nicht möglich, ihr Verbrauchermuster zu verhindern.
Does the ECB have any evidence that would suggest that reducing the remuneration of excess reserves could affect financial stability?
Please let me acknowledge the important work made by all ECON coordinators, as well as the support that we got from President Metsola.
More broadly, as financing conditions tighten the current situation, and you see the difference and the divergence between manufacturing and services.
Que les banques soient bien régulées ou pas, on a des moins-values latentes dans les bilans bancaires.
Under the asset purchase program as of July 2023.